Oscar De La Hoya admits that he's worried about his fighter Ryan Garcia and matching him with Jorge Linares. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for Patreon. Link is in the description. And you can also become a YouTube channel member. Same perks. To become a YouTube channel member, you hit the join button below this video, right next to the subscribe button. Now, I want to talk about this. Oscar De La Hoya did a recent interview where he says he's worried about putting his talented young fighter in with the veteran dog, Jorge Linares. He did an interview with Ring Magazine, link in the description, and De La Hoya says, quote, "I saw Jorge Linares train the other day. He sent the video over and he looks like a machine. He said, he looks incredible." So when I look at a fight between Ryan Garcia and Linares, it's a fight that worries me. Should I put Ryan Garcia in with Linares just now? Or should I throw him in with the Lions? We have to do our job as promoters and make sure we match him up perfectly with guys like Linares, with guys that are going to take him to the next level and that could possibly beat him. End quote from Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya also said that he believes Ryan Garcia is getting bad advice and he's moving forward with Virgil Ortiz fighting on July, late July, instead of Ryan Garcia headlining in July. De La Hoya said, unfortunately, fighters in the game, they get a lot of bad advice. That's the bottom line. Or maybe they just have a different agenda. Rumors are starting to circulate about certain people trying to take fighters away from us, which is fine because ultimately we're protected with contracts, so there's no issue. But when you have a top prospect like Ryan Garcia, everyone and their mother's going to try to take them away because he does move the meter, but therefore we pay him accordingly. End quote. So to me, I think this is a bad look. It's a bad look for Golden Boy and a bad look for DAZN. This Ryan Garcia spat has been going on for quite some time at this point, and it just doesn't seem to be getting better. Last year, it was well documented that Canelo Alvarez, Ryan Garcia's stablemate, also had problems with Golden Boy and was upset. This was visible during Canelo Kovalev promotion. You rarely seen the two together, De La Hoya and Canelo. And when they did sit next to each other, you didn't really see them talk. I've covered fights like Canelo versus Kovalev, or it was Canelo Triple G1 in Vegas, and that wasn't the case. You see when the other team, Abel Sanchez or something's at the podium, you see these conversations with De La Hoya and Canelo, like little whispers and stuff like that. But during the Kovalev promotion, if you watch the press conference or whatnot, where they're sitting by each other at the table, they look like they don't even want to look at each other, And then now the quote unquote young Canelo, the guy who's younger than Canelo, supposed to be the superstar, is attracting ladies and, just different fan bases as well, building up his career, Ryan Garcia. And he's tapped in, he speaks English, and he's tapped into the digital age of entertainment. De La Hoya is having issues being on the same page with him. This was also illustrated last year. Ryan Garcia said De La Hoya was unprofessional, and he said this is becoming a regular. But then they seemingly patched things up and decided to give Ryan Garcia, I guess, more money. And it was supposed to be this lucrative contract that was so good for a prospect, but then ultimately it doesn't look like he's happy with post-pandemic money being offered. When you're dealing with contracts, sometimes you have minimums. So I think Ryan Garcia's new minimum is $200K, and post-pandemic, I think De La Hoya is trying to give him his minimum, and then Golden Boy saying that, hey, it's the pandemic, we're still in it, so we can't have live gates, and you're not fighting anyone massive, you're not fighting a big name, so this is all that we're willing to do. And Ryan Garcia is looking at it like, yo, I'm generating all these fans. People are coming to see me, putting butts in seats, and I'm going viral every time I post these garage videos and body shot challenge. You gotta look after me better than that. So that's where it's kind of at. Now, the bad thing for DAZN is because ultimately DAZN is the highest price point when it comes to any type of similar app. Netflix is cheaper. You have Hulu, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Red, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus. All these things are cheaper. HBO, to add that to your cable package, Showtime. And DAZN is leading the pack at $20 a month, unless you go annual, which you have to front $100 all at once, which some people aren't comfortable, especially in a sport like boxing where you don't even know what the schedule's like, right? So ultimately, people just want to see content. And if Ryan Garcia is one of your biggest stars, you got to get him a date. Now, with this beef and stuff, it sounds like Oscar could try to starve Ryan Garcia out because they're not on the same page. And I think that's a bad look. Ryan Garcia and De La Hoya and even like Bernard Hopkins, I've seen them. It looks like they're kind of taking shots at Ryan Garcia on social media and saying, hey, we're just moving forth with Virgil Ortiz. We got Virgil Ortiz. And it's almost like they're trying to, when Ryan doesn't do as he's told or whatever, then they try to say, oh, the train's left. Virgil Ortiz, he's our best prospect anyway, so we're just going to build him up. But the thing that Virgil Ortiz doesn't currently have is the fanfare of Ryan Garcia. So I don't think that really works. I don't think you could really scare Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia just did a video yesterday with Jake Paul, and it went viral. You know, you got magazines talking about it. And anything he touches on social media, you know, a lot of it goes viral. That's not the case with Virgil Ortiz Jr., you know, at least not at this point. Neither one of them have a stellar resume because they're young and, you know, working through that. So for De La Hoya to constantly, you know, go public and try to shame Ryan, I just think it's a bad look, and DAZN's going to have to figure that out. Or Ryan Garcia, you know, maybe another promoter buys him out his contract, or he finds a legal loophole. We don't know. We got to wait and see. But as far as the topic of this video and the main thing with this particular video is, at the end of the day, the bad thing or the downside is De La Hoya, they got to take the training wheels off. Ryan seems to want to fight the best, but De La Hoya and Golden Boy are constantly saying that, oh, I'm worried about him fighting Linares. And it's just a bad look because Ryan is too precocious and too energetic and wanting to prove himself. You got to take the training wheels off. He called out Henry Cejudo. He's been calling out Gervonta Tank Davis. De La Hoya a year or so ago said that Ryan Garcia is not ready. He said, no, Tank's a beast. It's on ES News, right? Then you have an Abner Mares fight. Ryan Garcia, truth be told, he would be the favorite to beat Abner Mares, in my opinion. He would be the favorite to beat him, but Golden Boy came up with an excuse and told The Athletic that Abner Mares is too old or too inactive, too small, so they're not even looking at him. But they had a little run and Twitter war back and forth. That would be the best name Ryan Garcia has fought, you know. And then now it's showing you why Ryan's being held back. Either they don't think he's ready or they want to milk it out and string it out. But listen, we're in a new era of boxing. Everybody's not Mayweather and Pacquiao. You're not going to be able to let every fight marinate and hope it builds up, because one, these guys aren't necessarily all anomalies. We have to see who is and who is. Not everyone's going to be a generational fighter like Mayweather and Pacquiao, and an anomaly where they can relatively go through their career without getting knocked out for a long time. You know, I know Pacquiao got knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez, but Floyd never been knocked out, and Marquez always gave Pacquiao a tough fight. So it was kind of like, yeah, he got knocked out, but the Floyd fight still made sense. So a lot of these guys, they're not going to be undefeated when it's all said and done, when their careers are over. And we live in a digital age where everything happens and people want it right now and quick. It's a microwave society, and people lose attention quick. the attention span, it really dissipates really quick for a lot of people. So for De La Hoya to try to protect Ryan Garcia and be overprotective, you know, I don't think that's good. I don't think Golden Boy, I don't think that's the right move. You know, you could at least, like I said, if he fought Abner Mares, he'd be the favorite. Abner Mares is on a long layoff and he's moving up in weight. And Ryan Garcia has speed and power. Abner Mares is not quicker. Abner Mares is a tough fight for anybody, but Ryan would be the favorite. You got to take the training wheels off, because Ryan, the way fans are looking at it is that like Ryan talks too much crap and calls out too many people, and then you're feeding him Fonsecas and Jose Lopez. Jose Lopez was coming off a TKO loss. Look it up, you know, and guys like that, you know, and that ultimately is not going to solidify Ryan Garcia like a good name win. So this, I think Golden Boy just realizes they don't have that many stars that have already been built and ready to go and packaged to go. So they're trying to spread it out. It's like the dope game. If you have some dope and you want to stretch it out, you gotta step on it, and you gotta, you know, cut it in with something to stretch it out instead of just making it raw and pure. You get what I'm saying? And that's what's happening in boxing. People are kind of watering down the product by overly stretching it, you know, and it's losing its potency because you're adding more cut than actual dope. And that's what's happening. Like, Ryan Garcia seems to be growing and strong and good, but he's never going to impress people like maybe he can without the proper dance partner, you know, and you can't hold him back from that. As far as I'm concerned, you know, you can't really hold him back from that. You got to let, it's like the movie with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell, the other guys. He said, I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly, Captain. You know, you got to let him fly. And if you don't want to put, like, it's like for me, I don't even, like, I like Ryan. He's cool. He's always been, you know, cool on my Instagram and stuff like that. But I don't really care to hear him call out Gervonta Davis if his own promoter has Ryan Garcia's career and Jorge Linares, put them on the same cards, and then you have De La Hoya saying, I'm worried about matching them together and we got to be calculated. If Golden Boy is not even willing to put him in with Abner Mares and have him a fighter that they know personally, that they used to work with, if they're not willing to put him in with Jorge Linares, then there's going to be more mismatches. And again, this is going to water down the product, and it's going to be hard for us to really gauge where Ryan Garcia is at until he sees, I guess, more so a true test, you know, a true test that the fans can agree would be a step up in caliber. And if your promoters and whatnot aren't doing it and willing to do it, then you're going to run into this problem. Let me know what you guys think. Oscar De La Hoya said he's worried about matching Ryan with Jorge Linares. In the other fight, the thing with that fight is Linares, he don't like to be bullied. He mentally can break. He's a great boxer when he's throwing flashy combinations, beautiful skills, and, you know, crispy shots, but he don't like rugged guys and guys who are durable, guys who bully him. Ryan Garcia, based on his size and speed and power, he might be able to bully Linares, but for him to get that credit, Golden Boy got to make the fight, period. Let me know what you guys think. Sign up for ESPN Plus. Link is in the description. They got a ton of original content. They got archived to UFC and boxing fights. They got original shows like Details, Rest in Peace to Kobe. They got a bunch of docuseries that they just added: Bruce Lee, Lance Armstrong, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, Dennis Rodman. So if you're interested in ESPN Plus, use my link. It does help the channel. Get it as a standalone app, or you can bundle it. ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus, all three apps, one price, $12.99 a month. Let me know what you guys think. De La Hoya says that Ryan Garcia, he's worried about putting him in there and matching him with his own Golden Boy fighter, Jorge Linares. Let me know who would win that fight. Are you scared? Do you think Ryan could beat him? All that in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.